have to wear this now. Going to the rebranding of the channel. Now, today we are going to audit a business live here on TLC TV. I'm not yet used to saying this, but we are going to audit a live business on TLC TV. So we have the first idea from Aarav Khanna. Welcome, Aarav, to the lifestyle family. Thank you for sending in your query, and you get to be the first one to be audited. All right. So I cannot bend this. All right. So Aarav Khanna from Village Shore Collective. Very good. I hope I pronounced that right. Age 32, location Mumbai, Maharashtra. How does your company sound like something from South India? Village Shore. Um, okay, let's see what this is about. Industry is luxury, automotive, and watches. Obviously, when you hear TLC, you will first think of luxury and automotive. Very true. Curated pre owned exotic cars and timepieces with heritage storytelling, which makes sense, but not a lot of sense because curated pre owned exotic cars. So, exotic and heritage do not go well together. I would suggest work on your storytelling there. Current stage and traction 18 months old. Okay, that's good. So it's 1.5 years old. Rupees 2.1 CR annualized revenue. So, okay, this is annualized revenue, but then what is the profit? Okay, so you have to think about the profits also, not just the revenue. So here I do not know. For example, in a car business, I would take around 10 to 15% of the revenue as a profit. So in this case, you are at around 21 to 30 lakh rupees of profit, which is not a very good sign when it considers automotive industry. 14 high ticket placements. What do you mean by that? First tell me that, then I can suggest something better, because this is literally at this point 14 high ticket placements. Okay. Growing HNI waitlist of 47 families. So how does this work? So are you like specifically giving out cars to specific families, or are you specializing with certain families, or are you working only with HNIs? That's like something you have to understand, because again, pre-owned exotic cars is something different, timepieces are something different. These are like two different industries we are talking about. And timepieces means watches, cars means obviously cars, and these do get well together, but then you have to really think about what you want to specialize in. Then, so what you have given me as a core challenge is inconsistent referral dependent lead flow from ultra HNIs. Okay, so currently your only source of income is from referrals. Okay, and it is inconsistent from ultra HNIs. So here you said growing HNI wait list, and here you're saying inconsistent referral dependent lead. So how does again this work? Because it has to make sense, right? So if you have referral dependent lead flow and you are saying growing HNI wait list means you already have that business coming into your pocket, but then referral dependent, this is quite inconsistent. So I don't think this is a channel like challenge. You have to define your channel. Okay, so is it only going to be referral, or okay, the second thing is digital presence converts browsers but struggles to close rupees 80 lakh plus deals. Okay, so you are losing out around 80 lakh rupees of deals because it's not converting online. So, Arav, please understand the luxury market does not respect online. Okay, the luxury market is zero for online. If you think you can just sell simply from online, please understand you'll only be selling to maybe the aspirational ones. You are not going to be selling to ultra HNIs first. Okay, ultra HNIs will never ever buy online. Please understand this. If they have to buy online, they will go for a Porsche or a BMW or a Mercedes and they can just swipe it off. Okay, so this is not going to work for ultra HNIs. If you're trying to close deals online, you should always have a pipeline which takes people from the online place to your office or a callback or something of that sort. No repeatable sales system or nurture sequence for long decision cycles. Yes, because in a luxury market, you will always have a long decision cycle. So, no repeatable sales system or nurture sequence. So, create these. Okay. That is a challenge, but then repeatable sales for every single timepiece, the pitch will be different and the story will be different, right? For every car, the pitch and story will be different. So you cannot have a repeatable sales pitch, but yes, you can have a system, you can do automation, you can do a lot of maybe storytelling. So one part of it is about interviewing the current owners and creating the story of the whatever timepiece or the vehicles, the luxury cars that you're talking about. But again, please remember, exotic cars is a different category, luxury cars is a different category. When you say exotic cars, one car will cost you 2.1 crores. And when you say luxury cars, this makes sense. So please make sure that your pitch has the proper dialect when it comes to the luxury market, because 2.1 crores is one exotic car and around seven luxury semi luxury cars, two luxury cars or three luxury cars. So you really have to work on this positioning and call it what it is, because the higher you go in the tier in the buyer market, the more you will have a lot of resistance when people don't find you authentic, right? So you have to sound authentic even in your marketing. Okay, and the last point you have mentioned in core challenges is inventory storytelling feels flat compared to global players like RM's, Sotheby's. Okay, so you have self-identified that part, yeah. So the storytelling has to be consistent, but here, when you identify it in the business, 2.1 crores does not sound like exotic cars. So remove the exotic part, make it a pre-loved or pre-owned luxury cars. These are luxury cars numbers that you're talking about. And if you include the timepieces, I think you have not sold a lot of the timepieces, because again, luxury and heritage timepieces will be a bomb, like they will cost you a bomb. So again, this does not make sense, but okay, let's continue. Okay, so your um, objectives, one is about positioning. So yeah, I just told you about the positioning part. Second is the high ticket sales funnel. Okay, you can develop a high ticket sales funnel, but remove any kind of online dependency from it. If the online dependency is becoming an issue, your entire pipeline will fail. Hello, Viper the Sniper. Okay. So you have either, if you go for the exotic market, you have to consider like quite luxury. It's not about loud luxury, it's about quite luxury. Exotic cars are quite luxury. People in those arenas, they do not spend a lot on showing others. On the other side, the luxury market is full of people who are aspirational. So there's a huge gap that you have to understand. And struggles to close rupees 80 lakh plus deals. So again, so global import is something that you can take into your perspective, like sourcing from Dubai, sourcing from Europe, or other things that you're looking at. But do not limit it to the exotic word. Second is, how do you do the objection handling is what I want to know. Okay, the next thing that you can tell me is, how do you do the objection handling? Because in luxury cars, if you look at it, the objections, the mainly the points that people have around the objections are usually around the ownership, like the pre-ownership, the sequence of ownership, or accidental damages and all those things. So I bet you've got that covered, because again, luxury cars have a nice list of repair damages, like damage repairs, and you can easily procure them. So this is again something that you can work on. Building the authenticity and trust is something that you can work on. And again, in high ticket sales, what is the objection that you have is not around decision making, it's more around, uh, you can say, the system. Okay, the system around it. It's not about the objection, it's more about giving them a reason to choose you. And more or less it comes down to authenticity, because see buddy, these are a lot of, big numbers that you're throwing around. So if you do have this annual turnover that you're talking about, first it is purely luxury, it's not exotic cars. And then what you can also do is the play the Instagram game, okay? Because literally for the, you want a repeatable sales system, so for that you need to play the Instagram game. Okay, you need to play some sort of, not a propaganda game, but promotional game. Okay, and do not underquote prices online. Do not underquote prices. If the base price plus the transfer charges plus the maybe the service fees pending or the pending penalties, whatever it is, list it down. List it down. See, luxury market has people like, especially ultra HNIs, they do not care about the fines, they do not care about the transfer fees, they do not care about it at all. Yes, do highlight if there is something exclusive about the car or the timepiece, definitely. If it has been owned by a celebrity or something, definitely. If it is European built, definitely, like, put this down. But also mention the final price. Okay, the final price. Not Do not add more charges after they have purchased the vehicle or something. So do not do that. That is something that ultra HNIs hate, like completely hate. Okay, again, exclusivity, because once you get this level of a luxury inside your domain, there's automatically a fear of missing out. So capitalize on that fear of missing out. Since you said inventory storytelling feels flat, that is something that will build up, like really ramp up the storytelling. And whatever you can include with the storytelling, all right, whatever you can include, for example, limited time deals, okay, out on the market, pre-showcasing, like before it goes into the market, you're showing it to your customers. So have that kind of a system built in where you can show exclusivity. And yeah, that's all, like more and less about the storytelling. Yeah, and then how do you build a community? Like you have told me that 47 families, like growing HNI waitlist of 47 families. So again, this I cannot wrap my head around. Like how is it growing? Like how is it a growing waitlist? And how does it only have 47 families? Like that is something that I'm not able to wrap my head around. 47 families. So, for example, when we talk about families, it is about business groups, it is about family owned businesses, or maybe you're talking about just 47 people, like rich people, multiple family members, and they all are on your wait list, or some of that, like, some sort of a combination of that. So, really define what you're looking at here. Okay, so that is how. And again, do not call them buyers, call them collectors. Okay. So luxury car owners, exotic car owners, they're collectors. Like these vehicles and these timepieces, they're like work of art. So they are collectibles. Call them collectibles. Do not call them timepieces. Do not call them pre-owned exotic cars. Okay. You can call them pre loved. That's a good word. Pre loved. So, how can we help you? 30 to 40%. You want a hike of 30 to 40%. Okay. See, buddy, joining us will not by default give you a hike of 30 to 40%. That I'm telling you very clearly. If you decide to work on these things, like what we just mentioned, change the language that you're using, change the vocabulary, change the positioning of your inventory. If you do those things, maybe we can talk about it. But we are not going to, sorry to say this, but we will not be investing in a business or associating with a business unless the objectives are clear and the numbers make sense. So to me, this is not making sense right now. No. In 1.5 years, you have reached 2.1 crore annualized revenue, and that is annualized revenue. So I'm guessing in 1.6 years it is there. So most of the business must have happened in the past 6 months. And 14 high ticket placements you have. So please clearly define the 14 placements that you're talking about. And please, please, please define this growing HNI wait list of 47 families, whatever this is. We need a clearer picture around it. What I can definitely do is we can associate with your company and do auctions. All right. So what we do is auctions for your company, like for your cars, we can put them on our auction portal in the TLC hub, and we can also forward your inventory to our customers. So that's something we can do, but no, we cannot become co-curation partners that you have asked. And yeah, the TLC tribe will definitely provide for potential buyers, but no co-curation, no co-curation partnership there. Okay. We can also help you with some of the documentation part. So yeah, Arav Khanna, thank you very much for your kind question. This is a very detailed thing. And you're in Mumbai, Maharashtra, so 2.1 crores of business is really something that happens only in luxury car market. So it's like the Delhi to Mumbai transit. People buy from Delhi, sell in Mumbai, and make around 2 crores, 3 crores on an average. And it's just 1.6 years or 1.5 years. So maybe in the next 1 year or something, your turnover has to reach around 4 to 5 CR annualized revenue. And do not write annualized revenue, either say turnover or say profits. And best if you can define your turnover and profits separately. That lets the investor really have a sense of your business, and then they can decide to invest or not. Okay. Because most of the investors will look at this and they will want something of the sort of an return of investment, like return on investment. So if your business is generating a good amount of return on investment, for example, this has to, because it is a luxury segment, so that will generate a lot of curation possibilities. And there are collectors in Mumbai itself. Like recently, four collectors at the same time they purchased the GLS 600. So they offloaded five cars like within what, a week or so. So really, you have to get on this bandwagon. If you want to get in the luxury market, you have to get on this bandwagon. You really have to define what all deliverables you are giving to the investors also. What is the profit? What is the margin? And please change that exotic cars. Change it to something called revenue, maybe around revenue. Okay. So that is it. Arav, we'll be sending a link of this recording to your inbox. Thank you for filling up the form. And tomorrow we will be covering founder number two, Priya Malhotra, with the name Vastu Vibe Sanctum. I really love the name Vastu Vibe Sanctum. Age 29, that's good. Delhi NCR. Okay, now the Vastu Vibe makes sense. Luxury, home, wellness, and energy alignment. I love how you've put it. So we'll get there. So we'll keep Priya Malhotra for tomorrow. Today's live session was for Aarav Khanna. Thank you very much for sending in your inquiry, and let's catch up soon. The team will get in touch. We will send you the link. And that's it for today. It was a great pleasure telling you about your business. Nothing fun, one. Okay, cool. So I think this is it. Viper the Sniper, thank you for coming online and joining in the live stream. I hope you have a good night. Viper the Sniper, I know you. So I hope you have a good night. We shall meet again tomorrow. Not the same time though.